my name is Drew De Silva, and I'm president of the University of Houston Alumni Association Foundation, and I'm thrilled to be here at the Houston Zoo's Facebook Live featuring our very own University of Houston mascot, Shasta. This is a very special week for Shasta to be guarding the graduation rings on Friday, December 4th. So all alumni and students come visit Shasta on Friday between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Current U of H students get in free by reserving your ticket online and showing your student ID at the gate. Go Cougs!
Hello everybody, my name is Danielle and I'm a carnivore keeper here at the Houston Zoo. That means I'm one of the people lucky enough to get to take care of Shasta every single day. So we can come on this way and Shasta's going to come out and get some delicious treaties. As we mentioned, we look forward very much to the traditional guarding of the rings on Friday. If you look right out here, this is where it's going to be. Your guys' rings are going to be out here in a box and Shasta's going to guard them and you get all that good gooey energy and everything. And Shasta should be joining us in just a few moments here. Some of those treats that we have, you might even catch a glimpse. There he is. Hopefully he's going to come right on up and say hello. We've got some raw egg out here. We've got some shavings that we got from one of our other cats. We've got some fish and we've got some chunk meat over here. Hi, buddy. We'll also use this variety of food items for things like training, which is a big part of what I do as a zookeeper here at the Houston Zoo. All of our animals in the carnivore department are trained using operant conditioning with positive reinforcement. So as you can see, this is just Shasta doing what we want and coming up to a window and saying hi to everyone. But he is trained for a variety of behaviors, whether that be for presentation for stuff like this, or to help participate in his own healthcare, things like a voluntary injection or voluntary blood draw if he needs it for his health and welfare. Now, some of the other big things I do as a zookeeper here at the zoo is enrichment. So we do enrichment every single day, and that's anything that helps make our animals' lives kind of more fun, more interesting, and different. This habitat itself doesn't change, so it's on us to make sure that Shasta's life is varied. So we'll put out toys, big balls, and we'll put out perfumes and things like I mentioned, the shavings from other animals. We do have a question. Justin would like to know, how old is Shasta and how much does he weigh? Those are always the popular ones. We just celebrated Shasta's 9th birthday in September, and he is a hefty boy weighing in at just under 160 pounds. So mountain lions, there's a little bit of scientific debate from time to time. They're a big cat, right? 160 pounds, I don't think anyone would argue that. But in terms of scientific classification, mountain lions are actually classified as small cats. So they have the ability to purr, but not roar. So there's a fun factoid for you. And now you may hear me kind of go back and forth. There are mountain lions, there are cougars, pumas, catamounts, screamers. Mountain lions, like Shasta, are actually in the Guinness Book of World Records for having the most common names of any species. So basically, every animal has a two-part scientific name, puma concolor for cougars, but depending on where you live in the world, you might have a different common or familiar name. So since I grew up in California, mountain lion is pretty common. And now we are being joined by our other cougar, that's Haley. And we actually just celebrated her 12th birthday. So Haley and Shasta live together. They are just roommates. We don't breed our mountain lions here at the zoo. And Haley pretty much tolerates Shasta. She's the boss out here. She's gonna go up to Tori, her trainer, and she's gonna get another delicious treat. That is some diluted goat's milk out here. Okay, so we're gonna head out and see if we can get a little more face-to-face action with the cougars here. Now, if you want to get a little bit more up close and personal, as was mentioned, you can always come to the zoo and get in for free with your University of Houston student ID. We also offer cameos, which are basically video greeting cards, and Shasta's been a star with those, so if you want to send a graduation or birthday or whatever special occasion type video greeting card, we'd be more than happy to do that for you. We also offer animal paintings on our website, houstonzoo.org. And that's another thing that Shasta excels at. We put some paint on the floor and have him walk through it for some rewards, delicious meatballs, fish, milk, the same types of things that you're seeing here. And hopefully he leaves some beautiful paw prints on the canvas for you.
Exactly.
Once again, for everybody that's joining us, we are out here with our mountain lions. We've got Haley getting a delicious meatball there. And we've got Shasta patrolling more at the front of the mesh. And we are out here to get everybody prepped and excited for the annual guarding of the rings that will be taking place right here at the zoo on Friday. So that's right, everybody. We're going to have all of your rings in a box out here on exhibit with Shasta. That's some pretty impressive security. All right, John wants to know, what are we feeding them? So the meatballs are a ground meat diet that comes to us from the Toronto Zoo in Canada. And that is nutritionally complete. That's everything that they need, all ground up into what looks and feels very similar to ground turkey. But it's not. It's not the type of thing that you and I would buy at the grocery store, because that would not be nutritionally complete for them. In the wild, mountain lion, one of their favorite prey would actually be something like white-tailed deer, although they eat a huge variety of animals. They wouldn't just eat the muscle meat like you and I do. That's what we want in our burgers and our meatballs, what have you. They would be eating the organs and the bones, all of that good stuff. So all that is kind of, like I said, ground up into that meat diet. And then right now, Shasta is getting some diluted goat's milk. Most cats are actually lactose intolerant, so cartoons aren't the most reliable source in terms of cats and cream, but goat's milk does not upset their tummies the same way that cow's milk does. So that's what Kathy has right there in that squirt bottle, and that way we do it so that it's safe, right? We're very attached to all 10 of our fingers, so we never offer a wild animal anything that we don't want them to keep. So that's why you see us using things like the meat sticks, those white poles, or the squirt bottles. We've also had stuff preset out here, including chunk meat, which we're really creative with our naming, guys. We get big chunks of meat that we cut up just like stew meat, and we're able to use that for training or enrichment. There's also been some fish out here and some raw eggs that we placed out here to have Shasta come out and say hello. And I can still see some, so if you've seen the cats right now, they're training and being excellent animals, but earlier when they were kind of looking around, that's what they were hunting down. There we go. So Kathy was just asking Shasta a paw behavior. So that behavior was shaped. It's kind of like building with Legos, right? You start with something really basic and build up to what you really want. And that's how we build behaviors here at the Houston Zoo. And once they do it properly, they get a delicious reward. And now, why do we train? Variety of reasons. Presentation obviously is important for something like this. It looks like Shasta's doing a high five. Everybody gets all excited. But there's also a husbandry aspect to it, in that it lets us get a good look at their paws and their claws. My number one job as a zookeeper is to keep our animals happy and healthy. I can't exactly go in with Shasta and say, "Hi buddy, can I see your paw?" I wouldn't make it very long that way, but if I can have him and our other animals present different parts of their bodies so that I can see them, I can make sure that there's no issues. The way we all get dry skin, especially in winter, if there's any cracks or a splinter or what have you, whenever you have animals live together, there's always the risk. Shasta and Haley get along really well, but sometimes really Haley has to put Shasta in his place, so there might be a little scrape or something. No major injuries, but we need to be able to identify and monitor that type of thing. And as I mentioned, we also train special husbandry behaviors that are a little bit more obvious there. Haley is the sassy one. I don't know if you guys were able to pick up and actually hear her little hiss there. That's pretty typical Haley. We love her spicy spirit there. But so many of our animals here in the carnivore department are trained, like I said, a variety of behaviors to present different parts of their body. They're trained for things like voluntary injections, right? So if they need vaccines or if it's time for their medical exam, they need to be asleep for us to do that. So they will actually lay down and voluntarily let us give them a little poke in the hip so that we can give them the best care possible. Some of our animals are trained for voluntary fluids, where we can actually connect a fluid line and give them saline to, or what have you, to help with their kidneys and stuff. Cats, as they age, kidneys tends to be one of the first things to go because of their high protein diet. They are obvious carnivores. All right. Katie, sorry if I have mangled that. more chilly here in Houston, but mountain lions are a native species. So they are found basically everywhere from Canada all the way through the United States, down into the more tropical areas of Central and South America. So while it's a little chilly for us, he is more than capable of handling the true temperature. That being said, we do give them what we call access, or the ability to go indoors at night, and we do have special temperature guidelines. So basically, if it gets to a certain point of cold, then our animals will get to go inside even during the day. We try to keep them outside during the day as much as we can so that you all can come and see them and enjoy them, but their welfare is obviously number one. We also look at things like rain. So if it's going to be really rainy for a long time, that's another thing that would have us give them access. Raquel would like to know, what is their lifespan at the zoo? Like most cats, our cougars are hopefully, fingers crossed, going to live into their late teens, maybe even their early 20s. Shasta, as I mentioned, turned 9 at the end of September, and we just celebrated Haley's 12th birthday. So hopefully they'll be with us for a nice long time. That is longer than in the wild, just kind of a ballpark figure. Most cats in the wild live typically about 7 to 10 years. But because of the excellent care that we are able to provide here at the zoo, we're able to sometimes even double that lifespan. And they don't face any of the challenges. Shasta is actually here. He was born in the wild, as was Haley. But Shasta's mother was hunted. She was shot and killed in Washington State. And then the cubs were rescued. And at that point, that's when they came into human care. Shasta has 2 brothers that live at the Nashville Zoo over in Tennessee. So basically, wild animals face a lot of challenges, whether it be competition from humans or from other animals, that they just don't face in a common zoo. All right, and once again, everybody, we are here with Haley and Shasta. These are our mountain lions here at the zoo, and we just wanted to let everybody know we are so excited for our big event on Friday. That's going to be the University of Houston U of H guarding of the rings. So we're going to go ahead and cut all of your rings out here in a special box, and Shasta's going to go ahead and guard them overnight. And it's pretty exciting. We didn't get to do that for you all in the spring, but we're excited to be able to get back to this tradition now. All right, everybody, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us, and make sure to tune in next Wednesday at 11 a.m. for our next exciting Facebook Live. Thank you.